Hi, it's James here from Knives and Stones. On today's podcast, we will talk about a problem that you may often see with your knife collections. Your saya is not really a friction fit saya like this one. And we will talk about how to turn this non-friction fit saya into a friction fit saya. And all you need is just some spare wood blocks, a chisel, and a hammer. It's that easy. Okay, let's start. The idea of this small timber block is that you can use the chisel to cut a small piece of shim and place it right on here, just inside the entrance of the saya. Once you place it there, you have the shim, you glue in, and you will be able to kind of like making the slot slightly thinner so that it blocks the knife from sliding out easily. Okay, so that is the idea. And you can get this offcut timbers from many places. For example, you should be able to get it easily from your woodworking friend. In Australia, you should be able to get it easily from Bunnings, or even just anywhere. Maybe if you have those whole wood or magnolia wood handle and you just cut a piece of it, it's going to work. And let me show you how. Okay, so imagine you already have this small block. Okay, and along its grain, see, that's if I can show you clearly. So that's the grain. That's the grain here, and along the grain, you should be able to just chisel these bits off. So you just follow the grain. Okay, let's try. Okay, so very easy. See, very easy. The piece will just fall off easily, like so. Okay, so this is that little piece of shim that we made out of a few different sizes, thicknesses. You can always have a few of them just to make sure that one particular piece fits what you need. And now we will just give it a try and see how they go. So, okay, ideally you should just put it here, you put it here, right? This is saya, okay, slot it in. Okay, so like this. Once we find these perfect pieces of shim, we just need to somehow put it into here. All right, okay, we'll glue it in. Before we do so, we need to sand it a bit. So yeah, when you make that piece of when you decide which piece of shim that you need, you should consider that, okay, you have to sand it down a little bit, and so you always have to give it a bit of room to play with. The reason that we want to sand it is because we want to make sure the wood is perfectly smooth so that we are not scratching the blade. So we just sand off the corners, the sharp edges, and just make sure the surface is kind of smooth. Okay, so alright, nice. Still very nice. Okay. Shake, 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 shake. Okay. Alright. Now we just have to glued it in. What do? We have, okay, that's the glue. Just any service glue, contact glue, not CA glue, is too quick. Any glue that's sort of dries in a few minutes, not instantly, should work, so that you can have enough time to slot that piece of shim into the saya and just make sure it is in the right place. Okay, so just glue. Okay, now goes in. Okay, so it goes in. Yeah. Let me just make sure it sits in the right place. Okay, like so. It's in the right position. And what I'm doing here is I'm making sure I'm applying pressure via this little piece of stick to make sure that it is actually glued tight against the wall of the saya. And once that is done, I'll just leave it for a few minutes, and we should be all set. Okay, just leave it here, like that. Maybe use this to apply a bit of pressure. Alright, okay, let it sit for a bit and we'll come back. Alright, that should be all set. Let's see, this is the moment of truth. We have a saya that now has a shim in it. The knife, go in. Alright, so this is how you make a perfect fit saya. Of course, there are multiple ways to enhance this method. For example, instead of just a flat shim, you can make it into the way so that it's more like a triangular slope, so that you won't easily see that piece of timber out there. You can, if your saya is in another color, you can put a bit of color onto that piece of shim so that it looks more like a one piece. So there are multiple ways of doing this, but the basic idea is that you put something in between the knife and the saya, and it's not very hard, so that it's not scratching your blade, and that's it. Thank you for watching.